On this blessed day, as we celebrate the feast of the Transfiguration of the Lord, let us reflect upon the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 17, verses 1 to 9, that narrates the transformative encounter of Jesus Christ on Mount Tabor. In this Gospel passage, we witness an awe-inspiring transformation, where Jesus is transfigured before Peter, James, and John, shining brilliantly with divine radiance. Moses and Elijah also appear, representing the law and the prophets, confirming Jesus' divine authority and the fulfillment of all that was promised. The Transfiguration of the Lord serves as a profound message of hope, encouragement, and instruction for us all. It invites us to experience the transformative power of God's presence in our lives and inspires us to seek moments of transfiguration in our own spiritual journeys. St. John Paul II reminds us, the Transfiguration invites us to open our hearts to the transforming power of God's grace. It is an invitation to allow Christ to transfigure our lives, to make us more like Him in our thoughts, words, and actions. In his apostolic exhortation, Gaudete et Exsultate, Pope Francis reminds us of the significance of the Transfiguration, stating, "The Lord invites us to a journey of detachment from all that enslaves us, and to embrace the promise of an even more wonderful transfiguration." The Transfiguration teaches us several practical applications that we can incorporate into our daily lives. Firstly, it calls us to deepen our prayer life. Just as Jesus sought moments of solitude on the mountain, we too must make time for prayer and communion with God. St. John Chrysostom affirms this, saying, "Prayer is the light of the soul, giving us true knowledge of God." Furthermore, the Transfiguration encourages us to embrace the mystery of faith and to trust in God's divine plan. Saint Catherine of Siena beautifully expresses this sentiment, saying, "Be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire." The Transfiguration also reminds us of the importance of community and relationship building. Peter, James, and John were present witnesses to this incredible event, reinforcing the significance of communal prayer and support. Saint Teresa of Calcutta encourages us to foster these connections, saying, "Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty." Lastly, the Transfiguration calls us to embrace humility and selflessness. As we witness Moses and Elijah conversing with Jesus, let us remember the words of Saint Francis of Assisi, who said, "It is in giving that we receive." By detaching ourselves from our own ego, we make room for God's transformative grace to touch our lives. In conclusion, let us internalize the beautiful message of the Transfiguration of the Lord. Let us carve out moments of solitude and prayer, trust in God's plan, foster community, cultivate humility, and strive for our own personal transfiguration. May this feast serve as a constant reminder that God's transformative power is always available to us, if only we choose to open our hearts and be receptive to His grace. As we continue our spiritual journey, may the words of St. Augustine resonate within us, "You called, you shouted, and you broke through my deafness." With this inspiration, let us go forth with renewed faith, allowing the light of Christ's transfiguration to illuminate our path and guide us towards the eternal glory that awaits us. Amen.